how do we prevent that from happening? Get into our feminine power of receiving. The Empress. The Empress is nurturing, understanding, mature. All the queens combined. It looks like she has pomegranates. Pomegranates on her gown. And there are pomegranates also in the High Priestess. So the pomegranates may be a symbol for fertility, abundance, femininity, feminine energy, yin energy, being supported in the material plane. This Empress sits on her throne. You don't have to be a female, right? It's just the feminine essence, the feminine energy, sitting on her throne, manifesting, right? With a little ball on her, is that a scepter? The crown, connecting to a higher power. And trusting, right? Trusting here. Trusting that she's provided for, knowing her worth, owning her worth. Sometimes seen as the divine counterpart, right? The feminine counterpart in divine connection. But we have another counterpart here, the Hierophant. The Hierophant is the counterpart to the High Priestess on the 5D, right? So maybe this is a spiritual connection where you're resolving karma here. And it's a spiritual connection, so or it's a spiritual path, so it's going to require some exploring. It might not follow traditional patterns, right? Like the Hierophant is about tradition. I think this is a Taurus card. It's about traditions, can be religion, it can be like our spiritual beliefs preventing you from receiving. Like, did you take a vow of poverty in a previous lifetime? I did. I had to, past life as a nun. You take a lot of vows. Well, sometimes they extend into other lifetimes. Even in this lifetime as a Catholic, I feel like part of that initiation and being devout, I almost became a nun in this lifetime, and part of that is the vow of poverty, the vow of chastity, the vow of silence. Is this having an impact here? Do we need to break some vows and break the tradition? And we will need to explore how to do so, right? You can just write out what you intend, right? Make a new contract for yourself and sign it. Sometimes it's interesting how we're bound by these vows from past lifetimes. It's very, very interesting. And maybe there's a traditional way things have always been done and you don't want to follow it, right? It can be as simple as needing to sleep alone. Empaths find that a lot, where they can't get a good night's sleep if there's someone there with them all night long. I'm that kind of person. I can't always have someone next to me. It depends on the person, I think, in part, but I never sleep well. I'm just so in tune with their energy that it's hard. That's probably shifting as I grow stronger filters, but so could that be affecting relationship right now? How you want it to look different than it has for your parents or your partner's parents? Do you want to have your own business? So you have to, and you're attempting to create something that in a way that others have created theirs. Well, your business has its own consciousness. Your business wants to be born in its own way, right? Your business has its own resources and way it wants to work and how money wants to flow into it. So you have to explore that, right? You have to listen, you have to tune into it. So we're balancing here. There's some balancing here, right? There's some structure that we can call on, some traditions that we can call on, some things that always tend to work, right? that some formulas that tend to work, but then there's the unknown that we have to account for, the energies, right? The energies, they want to relate to us in a special way. So there's part of us that just needs to explore that, see how it wants to come to us, right? Observe. Two of staffs. Wands, sorry, this is the traditional Rider-Waite deck. Two of Wands. Just observing. How does it want to come in? He has his hand out, right? This person has their hand out. Holding the globe, it looks like. Has the world in his hands. And allowing his manifestation to come into fruition. He's in a state of allowing and observing. Because remember, you can do it. You can do it. Trust that this is happening. This is happening. Let's see what crystal. Black tourmaline. Black tourmaline. Grounding, protecting, calming. Resonates with the root chakra. Grounding into reality. And maybe feeling safe to do so with this protective stone. This is a great stone for empaths. Krista Mitchell describes its energy, right? Author Krista Mitchell, one of my good friends. Taught me a lot about crystals. She talks about the energy of black tourmaline as a force field of defense, right? Electric fence defense around you. As you're learning energetic boundaries, this is a great one to carry. Great for empaths, sensitives, intuitives, really providing that extra protection as we learn, as we navigate this, so that we feel safe to open and ground down into our bodies as we're learning, right? They're tools to help us as we empower on the road to empowerment, the spiritual path. So allowing that to support us as we explore, feeling safe, feeling grounded, so that we can anchor down and allow it to flow down into the physical world, whatever energy we're manifesting, right? Providing structure there as a lightning rod with our awareness. And what essential oil wants to come in? Aroma for this reading. What essential oil? Basil. Basil. Inspiration is the key word. I am tired of it all is the trigger statement. And the true statement is, I find strength in my purpose. Please rest and know that in this stillness, you will find clarity around your purpose here. The need to cope will fall away as you find the question you are the answer to. So, are we connecting purpose with money here? Or do we find a sense of purpose as we repay karmic debt? Is there wisdom in that? Is that part of the purpose in this incarnation, is to resolve karma in these interactions? Pay off karmic debt. Please rest and know that in this stillness you will find clarity around your purpose here. The need to cope will fall away as you find the question you are the answer to. Basil is the stone of renewal. So it may be so that you're associating the energy of money with vitality. So you're sensing that if you're earning money for something, you have to give away your energy. You have to give away your vitality. You have to give away your life force energy, and that feels limiting. That feels limited. So you are there. Maybe there's fear here, right? Working with basil can help you find strength and renewal in your purpose, so that it's nourishing you, right? Separating the consciousness of your business out from your own identity is so helpful. You know, that's something I talked about with my mentor, Shelly, in an Instagram TV. I have it on my Instagram TV. I'm starting this Meet My Mentor series. And with Shelly, she talked about in that Instagram TV about allowing the resources of your business to nourish you instead of you always giving to your business, separating your business out, right? Or your public persona or whatever, separating it out so that if you have a lot of attention coming at you, if you're an artist, performer, whatever it is, a public person, right? A public image, allowing energy to come and be maybe taken and siphoned from that and interacting with that as separate from you, so that it's not so overwhelming for you, and so that you're not giving all your personal resources to the business, right? Separating that out through your consciousness and understanding it has its own consciousness, much like money has its own consciousness, how it wants to flow in. And we listen, we tune in and see how that wants to take place. The symptoms of adrenal exhaustion help identify the main moods that are improved with basil. Primarily fatigue, low energy, being overwhelmed, and the inability to cope with life's stressors, right? When we take a masculine approach, we burn out as women. I think even men, if they don't lean on their feminine energy enough, right? They're out there hustling, hustle, instead of aligning, right? Drawing things in with the feminine essence, the yin receptive energy, and also taking action, finding balance here. I burnt out. That's why I'm telling you. It's like always doing the masculine approach isn't healthy for women in particular. The smell of basil oil brings strength to the heart and relaxation to the mind. This oil is also excellent for states of nervousness, anxiousness, and despair. Right? Because so much mental energy and psychic energy is used up when we have debt or when we feel we owe somebody something. It's just like it's taking up so much mental energy. Basil can help us renew, have a brand new, that's why this card's at the bottom of the deck. Renewal, brand new beginning, first step in a brand new journey. The Fool card was the bottom of the deck, I forgot. If you want to feel energized, renewed, rejuvenated, rested, and strengthened, inhale basil oil. I love the smell of basil oil. I'm Italian though, so I like that smell. It's nurturing to me. So that might be helpful also to get into an inspired state, inspirational flow. Okay, so let's do one last card from Wisdom Cards by Louise L. Hay. See how we want to wrap up this reading. I'll do a little sound healing too. One last card, one last affirmation to end this reading. one more card. One last affirmation. I am safe and secure in my world. With a ladybug. Ladybug's a sign of luck. Have you been seeing ladybugs? If I have a compulsive habit, I realize that there is some need in my consciousness for this condition, or it would not be there. If I have a compulsive habit, could it be spending? I realize that there is some need in my consciousness for this condition, or it would not be there. So maybe this debt has been accrued because there's this compulsive spending. You're not alone. You're not alone, right? Consumerism is something that is promoted constantly. We're constantly being told we're not good enough, so we need this, right? Can we calm down, find some balance, really clearly shine a light at how much we actually have to spend, right? We're accruing debt here. Look at how much we actually have to spend, how much we're paying out, how much is coming in, and just get very clear. Be really clear with yourself here. If you need to earn more, explore how that wants to happen, how that wants to come in, right? Maybe surrender or making that deal, like I said. God, is this what you want? Like, do you want me to go back to bartending? Right? I surrender this to you. I'll follow the path. I'll follow. And the answer always comes. Always. So I get a new booking, right? And then there's a surplus, and I'm always in awe of the process. So trust the process, trust your connection, and explore how this wants to happen for you, because it has its own consciousness too. Speaking of consciousness, I realize that there is some need in my consciousness for this condition, or it would not be there. Can you separate out your fears and compulsions and disordered thinking and all of that stuff? Can you separate out your business from that so it's not as heavily influenced? Because it has its own consciousness, right? You can do it. You can do it. All right, let's do some sound healing. So tune into that energy. What is the resource that you feel you'd like more of? Is it money? Is it love? Let's tune into the energy of love. Let's tune into the energy of money. Its highest source, its highest frequency, right? At the source. Just tune in. It'll speak to you. How does it want to flow in? And notice any resistance that might come up, any thoughts that might come in, intrusive thoughts, animal totems, guidance. Just listen, right? We're listening here. So tune in and relax. Focus on your breathing. Allow the sound to affect your energy field however it may. And just recalibrating here. Did we strengthen the channel for money, love, whatever the resources we were seeking? Did we tune into it successfully? Let's recalibrate here. Breathe deeply, revitalizing the system. As you come back to the room, you might notice a resensitization to your surroundings, helping you see all the blessings that you already have, putting you in a state of gratitude and wonder. Just take note of 3 things right now in your surroundings that you once prayed for, you once wished for, once wanted, and now they're right there in front of you, and you were just desensitized. Renew that sense of wonder, how that came into your being. They came into your world, didn't they? Can you find more than 3? Extra credit. Recalibrate to that state of gratitude, taking stock of what you already have. Tokens of love gifted to you, right? If you were looking for love. Things that cost a lot of money, but somehow you found the resources, and now right there it is. You forgot, right? Forgot about that part. Oh, I have done this before. Beautiful. The divine child in you knows how to do this. So does the Don Juan in a different way. They're different approaches. Use the light attributes, right? Don't get lost. Use your black tourmaline if you need to really feel protected, safe, to be grounded, right? To ground down. I hope this was interesting to you, helpful, healing in some way. Hope you worked through a little resistance, some of your fears, and maybe got some clarity here about something you can do or something you can tune into to feel more resourceful, and maybe a new strategy. Some guidance came in for you, or a new sense and state of well-being and excitement for the future. I want to honor your process. You are pretty magical, and Archangel Michael also notes you can do this. You know, Saint Germain is in awe of your magic. So don't forget you're magical, okay? Thank you for liking and subscribing to the channel, sharing this reading with anyone who might resonate or be helped by this information. Thank you for your comments and feedback about how these readings resonate and if they speak to you and how they speak to you. I'm wishing you many resources, a sense of resourcefulness, a lot of love, and just this new self-image and feeling that you're capable, you can do this. You have all you need. You have that inner knowing and that connection to a higher power, and you're on the path. You got this, empath. You got this. I'll see you in the next reading.